Michigan isn't home just to Michiganders. The blend of cultures is what makes us unique. And today we have a piece of Brazilian culture on the show. André Leite, chef of the Brazilian bakery, and Felipe Fernandes, one of our producers on this show and a student at Madonna, is going to serve as our translator from Portuguese. They're joining us in the studio today. Welcome to Celebrate Michigan, the show produced on the campus of Madonna University. I'm Chris Benson. Hello, André and Felipe. How are you today?
Good, good. Thank you for the invite. I'd like to thank Felipe for the invite. Yes, I'm so glad to be here with you guys.
Wonderful. Yeah. So what did you do in Brazil before you came here to the United States?
That's great. So I had a IT company in Brazil.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So, but I always loved to cook, and I cooked since I was 12, and so 10 years ago, my wife Juliana told me, why don't you go to study? And I didn't. So since then I become a chef. I haven't stopped, so I studied gastronomy, molecular gastronomy, and charcuterie, bakery, a lot of things. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
So from IT to cooking.
Yeah, because IT, so it's difficult. I know a lot of people then, so that change the job because IT is very crazy. It's so yeah, and I decide to make a thing that I like, that I love. Yeah.
And to make the trip all the way from Brazil to Michigan, what made you pick Michigan?
Oh yes, in 2007, I went in New York, and I decided to. I said to Juliana, so wow, that's the country that I like to live. She She has been working GM 20 years, over 20 years.
Wow.
Then so she got an offer to work here, transfer, and she called me and, hey, it's time. What do you think about? So I didn't think twice. I just said, okay, let's go. So yeah.
And not just to Michigan, tell me where the bakery is.
Yes, when we arrived here, I start to make samples of bread and treats and delivering door to door of homes of Brazilians that live in here, and then I decide to open a small business, a small bakery in Shelby Township, and there everything started. Mm-hmm.
And Felipe, how did you find out about the bakery? And before the show, you said everyone from Brazil who's in Michigan knows about this place.
Yeah, that's right. There's kind of a big community of Brazilians here in Michigan, and everybody, as soon as you come here, you hear about there's this place that you can go get food from home. And it's the Padaria, we call it. That's bakery in Portuguese. And so, first opportunity that I got to go there, I did.
Awesome. And we were so glad you did, because it brought us to the show today. So what was your goal in opening the bakery? Like, what was your first goal? Did you think you would just have a small place?
Yes. The first goal was bring, so the Brazilian flavor to the United States, because we have a lot of diversity, of foods. Brazil have a very influence from France, Italy, so German, and we try to. The goal is let's bring the flavor from Brazil. Mm-hmm. Yes, we have a lot of things to so serve to. Yeah.
And it's a large country and a diverse country.
Yeah.
People may not realize, like you said, all the different influences that are part of that country.
Yeah, please.
Todas as influências que fazem parte da cultura brasileira. Ela tá perguntando, falando que o pessoal não percebe quanto que é.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, so Brazil is it's very big country like United States. You know, we have a lot of small countries, small cultures there. Yeah, and, you know, that's the. It's fantastic.
And it sounds like you're trying to bring a little bit of all of that to
Yeah.
your business.
Yeah, yeah.
So what would I expect? I've never been in the bakery. What would I expect when I walk in?
Quando ela entrar, o que que ela ia esperar?
You know, the first thing is the
É expectativa.
yeah, como é que eu posso, the
Pode falar em português.
yeah, a gente tem clima de Brasil lá dentro, né?
We have this big mood of
Mood,
Brazil.
yeah, the
Oh.
mood, Brazilian mood, you know. So
Awesome.
yeah, Brazilian. So they are happy, you know. We have music, you have, you know. So the smell good, the food.
I can smell it. It is smelling amazing
Yeah.
right here. I have to tell you, I'm just like, when are we eating this food? So I can
Yes.
imagine.
That's the place when you feel comfy. That's the
Yeah.
goal, you know. Yeah.
And is that-
before you try the food, you know, when you go there, you know, so wow, that's a good place. Yeah.
And tell me again where it's located. I know you said it's on the east side, right?
Yes, in Shelby Township. We are in Shelby Township in Van Dyke, and 22 miles.
Okay. And how long have you been there?
Oh, okay. In the small place, we stayed there 3 years. So this year we moved to a much bigger place in the same building, the same place, the same mall, you know, but a much bigger place, and we become a restaurant now, and we start to serve Brazilian meal. You know, we will start to serve feijoada. Feijoada is a most famous.
It's one of the most famous dishes. Yeah.
Dishes
Yeah.
in Brazil. Yeah, that's delicious. You know, so, and we have pasta, we have food, Brazilian food. You know, so, and we start to create food from cassava, yuca, do you know? So, mandioca. Yeah.
It's a Brazilian vegetable.
Oh my God.
It's yuca is a really a Brazilian root.
And this all sounds
from
so
Brazil.
amazing. I hate that we have to go to a break, but if we do go to a break, then I get to eat in the next segment. So we'll be right back. Stay tuned where you'll hear more about this delicious treat that we have for you. Stay tuned.
In the event of a car crash, 3 out of 4 kids are not as secure as they should be because their car seats are not used correctly. But the latch system makes it easier to get it right and to hold your kids tight. Anchor, tether, latch. Learn more at safercar.gov.
Yo, check out this chef, right? Right? That's so gay. That's really gay. Dude, look at those pants.
Please don't say that.
What?
Don't say that something is gay when you mean that something is dumb or stupid. It's insulting. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, and this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. Just saying. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Hi, I'm Peter, and there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends. come on in. Help yourself to anything. That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ache than never. To learn more, visit savethefood.com.
Welcome back to Celebrate Michigan. I'm Chris Benson, and today I'm here with André Leite, a chef and owner of the Brazilian Bakery in Michigan, and Felipe Fernandes, who is the producer of our show, and he's also translating for us today. So, again, it is so hard to talk to you as I'm smelling these delicious foods that you've brought for us. I can definitely smell that wonderful aroma, and I'm sure, as you said, if we walk in to the bakery and restaurant, that's part of the mood. That's part of what you feel when you come in. That's probably what makes your restaurant very different, I imagine.
Yeah, different.
Awesome. Now, I know you started this business when? When did you open for the first time?
2017.
Okay, so you had a little bit of time before, unfortunately, the coronavirus. And so what was that? How did that affect your business? What was that like?
You know, it's sad part of the our lives.
Yeah.
I think so. But yeah, at the beginning of the pandemic, it was a difficult time for us, you know, because people stopped to living at home. Our suppliers have a shortage about the ingredients, you know. So yeah, and economic, you know. So that was a problem for us. But for the other hand, there was a very big challenge, very big opportunity to create things, and we start to make delivery. Because when did you remember when I make samples and delivery?
Yes.
Yes, and we start to make this again. You know, so and people start to receive the food that they love at home and safely, and you know, so it's good. And the Macomb County and Shelby Township support us, you know. Yes, that's good. That's
Wonderful.
Good. So this is a great, it's a new method to sell, you know, to sell the things. And we make the delivery and carry out. And this increase our business again. You know, so we have the gap at 2 or 3 months, but yeah, thanks God we can go ahead, and nowadays that's the.
It had to be very scary, you know, a new business, just in business a couple years, then to have something so unpredictable, a strike, and then it sounds like you had to be very creative in order to make it work.
Yeah, and you know, so and. We in the mall at the mall, we saw a lot of stores closing. You know, it's sad. It was difficult, but these methods, new methods, save us. Yeah, and nowadays we use this carry out and delivery. Yeah. You know, people like that.
And kept it going.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your customers, your clients, the people that come to the restaurant, and maybe how they were affected during the pandemic. What was that like for you and for them?
Como que foi para os clientes regulares, e para você ter que ficar fora?
Difficult because you know, so you live with your parents, dad and mom, you know, so I don't know, so 15, 20 years. I think how too difficult is you live at home, you know, so closure with your son, your daughter, your, you know, wife, or that's difficult. So they will be crazy,
Yeah.
you know. So and they go to the baker. So, Andre, I'm here because I need to go out. You know, that's difficult. I think the pandemic was a test for everyone. You know, to change our lives. The way that we, you know, so we live here. You know, and I think that's the most difficult things for them. Yeah. And they go there. Oh, you must go. No. Let me stay here a couple of minutes. You know. So So it was crazy. Was difficult, but
What do you think your food means for your customers?
Oh, you know the.
Look at the smile on Felipe's face. He's like, I could tell you what it means to me.
Yeah. So I saw people crying. You know, when they bite the cochinha or sonia, because they told me, wow, we have the people talking in Portuguese, we have the smell from Brazilian food, you have the Brazilian music, and when they, you know, have a seat and try the food, so they feel in Brazil. That's the you know what? So so I'm here. It's like my grandmother, you know. So that's very grateful for us. Yeah.
It sounds like it
that's
brings
the feel.
a sense of home, a sense
the
of
home.
family.
Yeah, it's a homemade food. Yeah, because we make our stock, our sauce, we make everything that we, you know, so that we use that. So.
From scratch, right?
Yeah.
I imagine the smell is just I am smelling, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
So the good news, I'm so sad for you who are watching because we have to take a break, but I'm also sad because you're not going to get to try this. You can go to the bakery and check it out, but we're going to take a break and we'll be right back, and we'll talk much more about the food and how you can find out about the bakery. Stay tuned.
Kickflip 6 stairs takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Nice.
Yes, go! Yes!
No!
Come on!
Oops.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy.
Works every time.
Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
My name's Reggie. Just recently, my wife and I took in her sister's children. And we already had 4, so I went from becoming a family man to a man with a bigger family. Now, you can't eat love, so I don't know how I'm gonna feed them tonight. How was that, Rich?
I think I look more like Denzel.
That's cold, man.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Welcome back to Celebrate Michigan. I'm Chris Benson. We're in the studio with André Leite and Felipe Fernandes to talk about the things that they've brought from the bakery. Finally, all these wonderful smells. I can tell you it's just been so good to smell them. I'm ready to taste them now. So take me on a little trip around the plate here. You've brought some amazing things. They're displayed so beautifully. Tell me where I should start if I were tasting this.
Okay, so my favorite and Brazilian favorite is coxinha.
Okay.
Coxinha is so it's a shredded chicken in a dough and deep fried.
Oh my gosh.
That's it. So that's delicious. That's coxinha and brigadeiro, the chocolate food, the chocolate ball. So they are the most common in Brazilian parties, kids parties. Yeah. So yeah, this is a chocolate with chocolate inside and covered with chocolate sprinkle. Chocolate and chocolate. Yeah. So the sonho, this one, the sonho, it's a dream. It's a dream in Portuguese, so it's dream. So it's from Portugal. It's from Portugal.
Oh, wow.
Yes, actually, we have a lot of influence. It's from Portugal, but it's like a donut, and we have a Boston cream inside. This is the pão de queijo. It's a cheese bread. It's from yuca. It's from cassava.
Yes.
It's a very, very Brazilian food. It's very common in Minas Gerais.
It's a state of Brazil.
Yes.
Yes. And here we have esfirra. Esfirra, it's a meat pie, a beef pie. So it's from Lebanon. Lebanon is, brought to Brazil, and we put our flavor there, and that's delicious. And to finish, we have this white one. It's beijinho. Beijinho is a little kiss in Portuguese.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's basically condensed milk and sugar.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. It's we used to serve in Brazilian parties also, and we have a lot of things there. But that's the most common things that we have in Brazil, in bakery in Brazil, because bakery in Brazil is different from here. Here, bakery is a cake place, to buy cake. In Brazil, no. Brazil. Bakeries serve bread, meal, wine, beer, and so enjoy.
I'm digging in. So
We can start.
I have to ask. I'm starting here, and I don't know if I'm supposed to start here. I was going to say, Felipe, what's your favorite when you go?
Coxinha.
What is your favorite?
This is
that one.
Tastes like my childhood.
Oh, man. Oh my gosh, this is now. Which one is this? This is delicious.
Yeah.
This is the little kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
little
my
kiss.
gosh!
Yeah. Or a big kiss, if you prefer.
Yes, yeah. So, what is your most popular items at the restaurant and the bakery?
Now the coxinha. Coxinha is the most. For the savory, it's coxinha. For the treats, or for the sweet, brigadeiro. And we start to serve feijoada. Feijoada is a plate. It's a big dish. It's black beans with pork, beef. It's delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I'm going for all the desserts here, and the dessert. I like the sweets. I'll have my dinner later.
Enjoy.
But which of these is the most challenging or difficult to make, or the most time-consuming? I'm curious.
I think the coxinha. The coxinha is the most difficult because we make this ham. It's
it's handmade.
Handmade, yeah.
So I imagine a lot of love goes into all of that.
Yeah.
Now, where do you find all the ingredients? Are you able to get the ingredients at
Here.
a usual
yes,
store?
we have a lot of great ingredients in the United States. About the flour, for example, the three most best flour in the world is France. We have the flour. Canada, in Manitoba, and United States, the three most best flour in the world. So we have the chicken here, the the pork here, the milk, everything here is very good to make.
If I know nothing, if I come to your restaurant and I know nothing about Brazilian food, okay, and I'm not really sure, I don't know what to order, what would you recommend for like each course? Like what would you tell me to order?
For the breakfast, coxinha, brigadeiro, and pão de queijo.
Okay, why?
Because it's, these three things put together we feel in Brazil. That's the Brazilian, flavor. That's really Brazilian flavor. Yeah.
And my gosh, the show's wrapping up so fast, and I've gotten chocolate all over myself. It's very, very good. Tell us again where you're located and how people can contact you.
Okay, so you guys can find us in the Instagram and Facebook in Padaria by Chef André or Padaria, Michigan. And we are located in Shelby Township and Van Dyke and 22 Mile.
Website.
And the website is www.padariamichigan.com.
Oh my gosh. Well, this has been wonderful. I am so excited. Sadly, the show is ending, but I'm really excited because then I can really dig in. So thank you so much for sharing a little bit of Brazilian flavor with us today. We appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here. And, we're waiting for you guys there.
I imagine.
So, yes.
Awesome.
We'll care for you there.
And thank you so much for joining us and helping us celebrate all the great things that happen in the Mitten State. We'll see you next time. I'm about to dig in.